You will need a glue gun. Make sure you've got enough glue sticks as well. A needle, only if you're using string. In this case I am. Some string that's quite glossy and quite thin as well. Some pins to hold everything in place. A feather trim. These are available on Amazon or eBay or probably your local craft shop. A shell selection. I've used cowrie shells. You can get these on eBay as well. Some beads. These are just little wooden ones. I've got this placemat, which is just a woven one. It's got quite a nice natural feel to it. It's about 12 inches. I have this little placemat here, which is pre-prepared. So it's up to you whether you want to string some shells together and create this as a centerpiece, or if you want to just glue the shells on individually. Start by pinning your feather trim onto the placemat. I've counted 5 rows in just to make sure I've got a good overlap, and also helps with consistency as you go round. Start pinning the trim into place. Just follow the line. This placemat's quite easy because it has lines on it. If you're using a flat one, just try and measure it or do it by eye so that things look even and accurate. Go all the way around the placemat, pinning it into place. Once you're done, start gluing. The glue gun can overheat and get hot very quickly, so what I tend to do is turn it on and off periodically so that it cools down for a bit. The glue still comes out, but it's not as drippy. I glued down 5cm sections at a time and just unpinned the pins as I went round. Take your time and watch you don't burn your fingers on the hot glue. Once you've glued the trim on all the way around, make sure there's no loose bits. Just go over anything that needs redone. When you're happy with it, you can start by gluing the shells around the trim. I just used the glue gun and glued each shell on individually. I glued them on so that they face outward so that it covers more of the trim and faces towards the feathers. It just gives a nicer, neater finish. This part is quite time consuming, but it's also very therapeutic. Once you've finished going around the edge with the shells, you can glue the centerpiece into the middle. Some of the shells have detached from this centerpiece, so I just glued a couple of extra ones on to cover the gaps. You can also glue your shells on individually into a circle. Then grab your string and thread it through the needle. This is why you'll need a needle with quite a big eye so you can get your string through. Then you can start threading your wooden beads onto the string. I would thread the bead on and then I would tie a knot to secure it into place. And then I continued this process until the string was long enough to go all the way around. Once you're done making the beaded chain, just glue it around the shells. This just tidies up the centerpiece and makes it look a bit neater, and also adds another dimension and texture. Then you can start adding shells. I glued mine on into a circle all the way around the outside of the wooden beads. I glued them on individually and upside down so that you can see the detailing in the shell. You can improvise and have fun here and create different patterns. You don't need a lot of glue, just a small amount to make sure it holds. Then once you're done with your design, just cut off a small piece of string to glue to the back. This turns it into a wall hanging. Just create a loop and that gives you something to hang it up with. You can just hot glue this down or you can sew it in. Feel free to experiment and have fun with it and create your own designs, maybe make several if you like. And that's it, finished product. It's ideal as a placemat for a centerpiece, or you can make several for your plates. You could also use it as a plant stand, and of course a wall hanging.